YouTube viewers, Rectangular back, this time with another review. Here from Diamond Select we have the Previews exclusive Hawaiian shirt Angel and Spike. This was from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Series 2 of action figures. Here we've got the back of the package, shows some other figures from the series. Basically Angel and Spike, just in different costumes. Only other one I have is the 50s Angel, but I'm not going to be reviewing him. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these guys out of the package and get a closer look. Okay, so here we have the figures out of the package with all their accessories. Just wanted to leave everything on just so you could see what they look like before they showed the accessories individually. The hat doesn't really fit that well on Angel here on the right. It doesn't really fit at all on Spike there on the left. It's mostly because of their hair and the fact that the hat is just too small. The opening of the hat, so it just kind of sits back on the top of their head on their hair. So yes, you can use it, but it looks kind of goofy, as you can see. They do come with this really nice pizza box, so you could probably use that with your Ninja Turtles if you don't have a pizza box for your turtles. It does not open up. It does have some detail on the sculpt there that looks like you could open it up, but it does not. Alright, stick that off to the side and just show the hat. It has it sculpted for his hair, so it does stay on fairly well, but like I said, it doesn't really fit all that well. It's a little bit on the small side. It's got like a nice little strap along the top there. Okay, it's a decent hat. Then this staff doesn't really fit all that well. Fits kind of okay into his hand. It's got some nice sculpted detail there and some paint shading. So it does look wooden with like a leather strap on the top, so not bad. It seems like it could be a little bit longer just because he kind of has to hold it a little bit further out from his body for it to look proper in his hand, but you can kind of make it work, so not too shabby. And comes with a set of binoculars, which I have kept the band from the factory there. You know, they're just solid black. They do have some gloss there on the lenses, so that's kind of adds to the realism there. And in the front they did the same thing there. It just looks like some glossy paint. So it does kind of have a mirrored appearance, which looks pretty decent. But they're really well sculpted. Look like they would work really well with Marvel Legends or other 6-inch figures. So I'll set those off to the side. And Spike comes with his drinking flask there, which again is on a clear rubber band on his hand, and then he comes with a wooden spike. Take those off, and it does have some paint shading on it. Hopefully that's showing up on camera. Pretty realistic looking. And the flask, again with that clear rubber band. Just silver paint, nothing too fancy about it. It does have like a little groove on the side. I don't know if they're all like that, but mine has some groove there, so the rubber band does kind of fit into that groove pretty well. Don't think he can, well, let's see, take the rubber band off. Let's see if he can hold it in his hand, his opposite hand. Yeah, he does. So, pretty cool. You can get it into his hand without use of a rubber band, just gotta stick it in the other side. Alright, so let's check out these guys individually. So starting off with Angel here, he has a painted shirt, whereas Spike's is a rubber shirt that fits over the body itself. His is all painted on, and they did a pretty good job. It definitely looks like a convincing Hawaiian shirt to me, and it's really well sculpted. It's got a nice belt there, no pockets on the back of the pants, no pegs at the bottom of the feet. Yeah, it's a pretty simple deluxe figure that Diamond Select made for this line this came out in 2006. Unlike a lot of the Diamond Select figures, this one, the plastic feels a lot softer, which is actually kind of nice, because a lot of their figures feel really brittle. So don't feel like, especially on the legs, don't feel like I'm going to break the knees or the hips. It's a lot more like the plastic that Hasbro was using for Marvel Legends. Not too brittle, not too soft, whereas the newer waves of Marvel Legends seem like they've gone to a more rubbery or soft plastic. This is a nice medium. So let's yeah, I already went over the shirt. The boots and the pants are just solid black. It does have a little buckle, silver buckle accent there. I think the face is pretty well painted. It's a little bit on the pale side, I would say, but I think they got pretty well in the lines of his eyebrows, his eyes. Not too heavy-handed on the paint for his lips, so that's nice. Yeah, his ear looks like, I don't know, maybe some extra plastic there in the ear, but overall I think they did a pretty good job. It does have some paint shading in the hair, which is nice. So let's get into the articulation. It's a pretty standard deluxe figure from Buffy Diamond Select. His head is on a peg, so he can tilt side to side pretty well, and he can look down, not too bad, but pretty much can just look straight up, or straight, he can't look up. Arms are on a ball joint, so he can go pretty far up and all the way to his sides. For the most part, sculpt doesn't interfere too much, and all the way around. Rotate at the upper bicep, double jointed elbows, which the sculpt is going to hinder just a bit. You can't lift things up to his mouth, or look through the binoculars that he comes with. His wrists are on a peg, so they rotate, but there's no hinge, so no in and out there. He does have an ab joint, but it only goes down just slightly and just slightly back, so not a real effective ab joint, but if you crank on it you can get it down a little bit further down. So just wasn't giving him all I had, I guess. And ball jointed at the hips, so you know, he can rotate upper thigh, and like I already showed, double jointed knees. There is a hinge at the boot or ankle, no rocker, and he does have a toe joint there. He's got some pretty decent feet as far as the width, so he doesn't really have too many problems standing up. And we'll get into Spike, because his feet are narrower than Angel's here. Alright, let's move on. So Spike is a very similar figure. He's got narrower legs and narrower feet, so I'm pretty sure the actor was a pretty thin guy, so that's probably why they chose to have a different sculpt for him. And this rubber shirt that he's wearing makes him a little bit more top heavy, so he's a little bit more challenging to stand than Angel. Again, no peg holes at the bottom of the feet. They did a really good job, I think, with the shading on the jeans. They look really realistic, and very nice, brightly colored Hawaiian shirt there. Like I said, it is a soft rubber material. It is not removable, but you could, very carefully, I think, take an X-Acto knife and open up the seam here, the glue, and you could remove it, in theory, hopefully without breaking it, and it would reveal that Spike has a white t-shirt. I think it's probably a muscle shirt, and he does have an ab crunch under there. It's probably not you're not going to see that on camera, but you can't really flex the ab crunch. I can't break it in because of the shirt is hindering it, but you can use the waist joint, and probably not sure if I showed that Angel has a waist joint as well, so that articulation is not hindered by the shirt, but I can't really seem to get him to flex back and forth with the ab crunch there. And they did a good job of painting him. His lips are a little bit brighter color, and did a good job on the eyes. He does have some scuffs, you know, if he's fresh out of the package, but he's got kind of a dirty mark there on his brow. They did a nice job with the scar there above his left eye. And he does have paint shading in the hair, so it's very realistic blonde looking. It's a little bit on the peach side here in the back, so it's kind of strange. And then his arm, he has a little scuff mark there, and it's just a flesh colored plastic. Doesn't look like there's any paint per se, and the flesh tone doesn't quite match. It's pretty similar between the hand and the arm. It's good, not great, I would say, but very good sculpting there on the hand. I don't know if you can see all the lines inside his hand. Is pretty cool. Let's see. You can see his individual fingernails, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Same articulation, double jointed elbows, ball jointed arms. You can look down fairly well, but even with his short hair, he pretty much just looks straight up, and he can tilt his head side to side a little bit, so that's nice. And ball jointed hips, he does have that waist joint, double jointed knees, hinge at the ankle. No ankle rockers, but he does have the toe joint, like I said, and his knees, or I'm sorry, his feet are a little narrow, so he does stand fairly well. Here we've got some other figures in the lineup for a little size comparison. On the far left we've got a kit-bashed WWE basic figure with a Hawaiian shirt, and on the far right we've got the Marvel Legends Luke Cage from the Thunderbolts box set, and in the middle we've got a Shield agent. So pretty good size, about the same size as a Shield agent, so I think they work perfectly with your Marvel Legends. Alright, so hopefully you guys liked the video, you share with your friends, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Alright, thanks for watching, I will catch you guys later.
That's crispy.